Hello and welcome to the second entry of the writing diaries. I don't know how this happened, but I finished my whip. I finished the rough draft of it. Last time, I believe I talked a little bit about my plan was to finish the rough draft of this current project by about the middle of this year. I'd set it aside, let it marinate so I can come back to it with fresh eyes, and then the final months of this year I would dedicate to really editing this thing to being the best version that it can possibly be. Well, I accomplished that goal way before the middle of this year. I finished it by the second month. I don't know what to tell you. I just sat down and pumped this thing out. I don't... So this entry is going to be about the past month of writing. Last time I talked about the tonal issues, which I do kind of feel were there a little bit. However, not to the extent with this past month because I was aware of the issues, so I worked really hard to return to the tone of the character that fits the character better. That said, I think there are some fantastic lines, and then the rest of it's probably not that good. But that's okay. The main thing that I'm really proud of with this rough draft is that I have given it and myself permission to be exactly that, rough, but it just felt really good to sit down and get this thing done so fast. I don't know how I did it. I'm not putting pressure on myself to replicate that ever again, but here we are, and it feels really weird to have two entries of me talking about my whip, and now we're gonna move on. Because I'm sticking with my original plan, I'm going to set aside my whip for a couple of months to let it marinate so that I can come back to it with fresh eyes, which means I'm moving on. The next few writing diary entries are going to be about a completely separate work. And I guess instead I'm going to talk about the in-between and the creative process at large. I don't know how I managed this. I let it be bad. The one thing that I will say is this is the first work that I have completed in over 3 years. And that feels so incredible to be able to say, I did it. Again, I did it. I am capable of doing it again. That feeling, that knowledge that I can do this again, even after an extended time away from writing, has been such a motivation for me, and it feels really good and really weird to already be moving on to something else. I will be coming back to it in a couple months, so if you're interested in the editing process of that and how that'll go, subscribe so you can hear how that goes. Or if you're interested in this weird interim period where I'm gonna let it marinate, also subscribe. I'm pandering now. I'm sorry. The one thing that I really struggled with that I gave myself permission to do a little bit was already note some of the issues that the rough draft already has, so that when I'm ready for the editing stage to reread, potentially do a full-on rewrite again, I'll already have that noted and I don't have to remind myself. So I gave myself permission to do that. But once I wrote those few notes down in the document, I closed it and I'm gonna let it rest. It feels very weird, especially for like a writing diary, like, hey guys, check out my writing journey, second entry. So hey, that one's done for now. Again, I don't know how I did it. I'm very proud of myself. We'll see how this next entry goes. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that typical YouTuber stuff. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye! This was a redo of the first video that I recorded on this before I actually finished it. It was bad. It was so bad. I had no idea what I was saying. My energy levels were awful. I'm so glad that I just sat down and redid this. That's bad. I'm gonna cut that out.